I am not the ultimate fisherman, but I'm getting there. We've made it to March. Nice air temps, supposed to be like in the 60s today. Bright sun. I mean, it's very, very pleasant. Just great weather to be outside. A lot of fish should be gearing up for their spawning runs. We should be getting into the pre-spawn now for most species. And so today I've come to see if perhaps one of them has started maybe a little early, because usually I don't target this fish until towards the end of March, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see if maybe we got some that are early birds. I've come out to Walter Bouldin Dam, what some may say is the greatest dam in the entire state of Alabama, pushing just shy of 10,000 CFS, which is the perfect situation for what I like to fish when targeting the specific species of the day, which is skipjack herring. Skipjack herring, a lot like striper, tend to make these spawning runs up towards the dams where they then congregate in the flowing waters underneath. When their spawning run really kicks into gear towards the end of March, beginning of April, you can absolutely load a cooler up with these things. Every single cast, just pulling them in. As I said, it's probably still too early for that to happen right now, but we're going to chuck around and see if we can find some early fish. Now, as you can see, they're discharging the water from a little over halfway across this channel, and that's actually not perfect for what I like to do. I prefer it to be one of these that's closer to the wall, and so then all of this water, like right now you can see the current is going backwards back towards the dam, while over there it's going downstream. I prefer for the flow to go counterclockwise to where I'm standing. It just makes it easier when I'm casting out. Now skipjack, when they are in here nice and thick, they tend to hold on current seams, just an area where all this fast running water will end up hitting a slower spot, and it creates this little line, this little seam right in the water where those two different speeds of current mix. Because the current is generating on that side, the seams are kind of away from me a good bit. So basically we're gonna have to cover water. I'm just gonna have to chuck to anywhere that looks like it might be a decent current seam until hopefully I find a spot where they are actually stacking up. So the setup today is a 7-foot medium heavy rod, 4,500 size reel. Main line is 15-pound braid, a double uni knot to a 25-pound monofilament leader, and then I have 3 1/8 ounce ball head jigs tied in tandem with surgeon loops, kind of like a makeshift sabiki rig. And then at the very end I have one more surgeon loop that I have attached a silver 1/4 ounce spoon. So the whole shebang weighs 5/8 ounce. On each of them I have a white curly tail grub, and all we're gonna do is chuck this out into the current, which it's gonna flow this way on me, but we're going to chuck out into the current, and at various speeds we're going to just reel it back. It's chuck and wind, that's all it is to it. We don't have to get fancy with it. We'll just adjust the speed at which we wind it back, so that way it can go deeper as necessary, and if we ever actually get a bite, then we'll adjust to that speed for every cast. Yep, there's something. What do we got? No! Well, that's upsetting. Got him all the way to the bank. But that's good, there's fish in here. I don't think that was a skipjack. A skipjack are real good about jumping. Oh, that's upsetting. Swapped the silver spoon out for a gold and also went up to a 1/2 ounce size just to try and get everything down a little bit deeper in the water column, because I'm wondering if this bright sunny day doesn't have them hanging out a little bit deeper, you know, if they're in here. We had one fish at least, so there's life in here. I just don't know what it is or where they are. You can see the birds going crazy over there. There's definitely a ball of shad over in that corner, which means most of your predator fish are going to be sitting right over there, you know, the furthest away from where I can cast. Horse it, horse it, horse it. Don't lose it, don't lose it. Horse it, horse it. What is it? There we go, skipjack. Oh my gosh, finally. There we go. Whew, that took many a cast. But there's my first skipjack of 2021. Oh, thank goodness. And there we go. Skipjack herring. Some people call it Tennessee tarpon. I call it catfish candy. This is how you catch a trophy-sized catfish. One of these right here. They definitely are not on their full-blown spawning run, because as I said, when they get into it, it's cast after cast. You can just load up on them. I hooked into, I might have been a skipjack right when I got here, and then it took a whole 30 to 45 minutes before I managed to hook this one. So he's going in the cooler because I have absolutely no catfish bait. So slimy, slimy fish. That's why catfish love them. All right, I got a little bit more time left, so we're gonna see if I can land, you know, at least one more. Come on, come on, come on. Give me two. Oh, I think he came off. Dang it. They're biting real weird today. Usually they're Tennessee tarpon. The reason they call them that is because when skipjack hit your bait and you set the hook, they like immediately start jumping out of the water just like a tarpon would do. So they are notorious for throwing a hook, but for some reason both fish that that's three now that I've hooked, they didn't come to the surface. That last one like immediately let it go. The first one let me drag him all the way up to the shore before he spit the hook, and then of course I managed to land one out of the three so far. But they're hitting real weird today where they're not super aggressive. Like I say, it's clearly still way too early for some full-on skipjack fishing. Sigh. Ooh, about fell in the water. Well, my time is up, so we're going home with only one skipjack. That's fine. That just means that next video is probably going to be a catfishing video. We got to use him up. So it looks to me like it's still too early for skipjack. Based on past experiences, I figured it was, but never know until you try. So there's a few in here, but there's an awful lot more coming. But until then, y'all have a good one.